Hello everyone, welcome to my Emmerdale channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Dylan realizes Celia's true colors after witnessing a terrifying attack. Dylan finally sees Celia for the monster she really is. Dylan's birthday celebrations are cut short in Emmerdale spoilers next week when Celia orders him to carry out a violent attack. As she places him in charge of her human slave ring, it finally dawns on Dylan that Celia is pure evil. The question now is, will he fight back against her cruelty by setting her hostages free? It is a heartbreaking contrast of circumstances. It's Dylan's birthday, and Patty has a party planned for him, full of the warmth and community spirit that Dylan desperately needs. But Dylan is a no-show at the celebrations after Celia summons him to carry out a job for her. This clearly demonstrates the toxic hold Celia has over him. She snaps her fingers, and he abandons the people who actually care about him to serve her dark agenda. Arriving at the farm where Celia and Rye have been holding Bear and the rest of the slaves hostage, Dylan is led into the kitchen. Inside, he discovers a bound and gagged Robbie. The scene is set for a brutal ultimatum. Celia and Rye recently learned there's a rat within their ring after someone tipped the police off about there being drugs at the depot. Paranoia is running high among the villains. Celia now believes Robbie is the one who snitched on their operation and wants revenge. And we're not talking about a slap on the wrists. This moment is pivotal. It transforms the storyline from a crime drama into a terrifying psychological thriller. Dylan's blood runs cold when Celia hands him a bat and instructs him to beat the living daylights out of Robbie. It is a sickening test of loyalty. Celia isn't just asking him to hurt someone, she is trying to destroy his humanity and mold him into a monster like herself. He takes the weapon, but when it comes to it, Dylan can't go through with hurting Robbie. Thank goodness for that. That doesn't seem to bother Celia too much, though. In a display of utter ruthlessness, she just calls in fellow slave Mick to finish the job before leading Dylan out. Forcing one victim to brutalize another is a classic, horrific tactic of control, and it highlights just how irredeemable Celia truly is. Afterwards, Celia reveals the next phase of her plan. She wants to promote Dylan and put him in charge of the forced workers living at the barn. She creates a false sense of hierarchy to manipulate him. Will he accept the job, knowing the horrors of what these prisoners are being subjected to? Under increasing pressure, Dylan fears he doesn't have any other choice but to accept Celia's offer. He is trapped between a rock and a hard place. Terrified that refusal might land him in the same position as Robbie, but as events take another dark turn, Dylan starts to see that he's being exploited by Celia. I think the veil has finally lifted. He realizes that, to Celia, he isn't a partner or a protege. He is just another tool to be used until he breaks. And a short while later, Dylan sneaks into the barn to check on Robbie and finds him in a bad way. The guilt must be eating him alive. Will Dylan help free him and others from Celia and Rye's clutches? Or is Robbie about to meet the same fate as tragic Anna? The stakes have never been higher, and if Dylan doesn't act fast, blood will be on his hands, too.